Hello everyone, my name is John Megling. I'm a Senior System Engineer with Microsoft at Tech Data, and today I'm going to be talking about the Microsoft map tool and how to use it related to Azure. So you see you download this from the Azure site. We'll go ahead and run the setup, show how to install the product real quick, accept the agreement, and just take all the defaults here. It's a very simple install, product install. And when it's finished, we'll go ahead and hit the finish button here. So again, it'd probably take you less than 10 minutes to go ahead and get that installed. I shortened that a little bit, but we'll go ahead and take a look at actually running it. I'm running this on Windows Server. So you can run it on a server or a desktop. It's agentless, so it doesn't matter as long as it's on a machine that's accessible to what you're trying to inventory. Go ahead and load that. And as this airing, we're using 9.7, which is, to my knowledge, the most current version of the Microsoft Assessment Planning tool. So once you're in, go ahead and create a data source for the information that you're going to collect. I would suggest using like the customer name of the customer that you're actually doing the inventory assessment for. Just to show you some of the menu items here, again, tool is not terribly complex. To run, the main thing is you can look at the Getting Started guide. But we want to get an inventory going, and there's many ways you can do the inventory. We're going to choose the Active Directory method. Once we've made that choice, then we put in our domain information. Again, you want to use, I'm just giving you an example here of the domain that I have and a domain account with the domain password so you can access that. Then we want to, our domain should show up in the inventory here. And then we're going to create an account to actually use as the inventory account. And we're using WMI, but we'll go ahead and create an account. And it has to have to be a domain account that has access to the machines, so keep that in mind. So once we've got that done, we can move on to the rest of the wizard here. Just shows our account, what we're using to connect. Gives us a summary of what's going on. Go ahead and wrap that up, and our inventory will proceed. Depending on how much you're inventorying, this could take a little bit. In my case, I'm just inventorying 3 or 4 machines here. And in my case, it's completed. It shows that roll up there. We can close that. We can see that we have some inventory here in our assessment planning tool. We're going to hit the Cloud tab, and we notice we have several options here. The next thing we're going to need to do is collect performance data, so we can actually, see what's going on with our environment, so we can make some choices on what we want to put in Azure. I had some previous data, so this is going to pop up. You probably won't get this unless you've collected previous data for those machines, but we'll go ahead and, in my case, get rid of that and start some new. So we can tell they're Windows-based machines, or we can do Linux-based machines. We're going to set an end time for this. And you can pick whatever you want. And I'd say most cases it's good to do a week or 2 weeks. That way you get a good collection of data to do some analysis on. In my case, I'm going to make this much shorter because this is just a demo environment, to show you how the tool works. And we're going to pick the computers that we want to actually do the inventory on. We have 3 servers that we're working with here, so we're going to go ahead and pick those 3. And we're going to create an account. This would typically pop up with the account you'd already created, but in my case I did some changes and I'm going to have to create this WMI account again. Don't worry about that again. If your account pops right in, just go ahead and choose that. If not, then go ahead and create a new account like I'm doing here. So we've got our account, and we'll go ahead and hit next, and we'll hit finish. And notice it's going to tell us what's going on about the collection, and it's going to start gathering that data. So depending on the time range that you chose, again, this collection could take hours, minutes, days, weeks. You have lots of choices. Again, the more data you can get, the better, and you definitely want to collect data over a period of time. That way you can get a nice picture of what's going on in the environment. So once it's collected, we can see we had success. We're going to hit our cloud tab again. And we've got our hardware configuration. We've got our sizing capacity piece, so we're ready to go ahead and start making some choices here. So if we take a look at that piece, we've got 3 sized machines. We can see it breaks them down to 1 medium, 2 small virtual machines, and we'll talk about what that means in just a second. But the main thing we're going to want to do is up at the top right, we're going to want to generate the Azure VM capacity report. Just showing you around the screen here. Go ahead and hit that and generate that report. It's an Excel report, so we'll need Excel installed on the machine that you do this on, so just keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and open that folder, make sure you choose that, and you can see I have a few of these reports. We're going to pick the most recent one that I did here. And when we come in, we're going to see we've got basically 5 tabs in this Excel sheet. This is a roll-up that shows us from the other 2 smalls, 1 medium virtual machine. What does that mean? Look at the virtual machine profiles. We can see what a medium means and what a small means. There's all kinds of other sizes, things like that. But we can see, in our case, we've got the 2 smalls and the 1 medium. So if we look at what a small means, it's 1 processor in Azure and a gig and almost 2 gigs of RAM. And then we can take a look at what a medium machine means: 2 processors, roughly 3.5 gig of RAM. So these are some of the things we're going to need to go ahead and start creating an estimate for our customer. The sizing results tab, you can see it's got our machine names. Which is important. We're going to want to use that information a little bit later. Operating system type, virtual machine type, again the size. This, don't worry about the compute piece. We're going to do something different with that. That's a little bit of a legacy thing. But just scrolling through some of the things, the monthly storage usage, that's important. We're going to need that. Again, some other stats that are good to know: CPU, memory, network utilization. If I'm going to have a site-to-site connection, it's important to know, which is listed here. Again, I don't have any network out. These are all internal machines. And the number of disks, which is important. If we have servers that have lots of data disks, we may need to keep that in mind when we do our sizing type. Current utilization. Again, some of this information is very redundant. It just breaks it down a little different. This has actually got the CPU type, processors, the memory. So it's comparing what we're recommending versus what it actually has. Those are the actual disk sizes. you can see same type of stats: CPU, memory, disk, network. Again, I don't have any network. You'll have network out in yours. Now we want to take a look at the pricing calculator and get an estimate for our customer for this assessment that we've done. To get there, I'm sure you know how to get here, but we'll go ahead and I just usually bing Azure Calculator, and you can load the Azure Calculator right off from the search. And the calculator is pretty easy to use. In our case, we're doing virtual machines, so we're going to pick the virtual machine tab. We'll go ahead and hit the view piece there, and it takes us down to our work page where we're starting to create this virtual machine. I'm going to create these in the East US. Again, you'd want to pick your region where you're doing the estimate. We're going to do a Windows machine, and we're going to do an operating system only, standard tier. So we go back and look at our types. We'll focus on our medium machine. And we look at those sizing results, the medium machine. You can see that's the one we're focused on. Those profiles that we talked about earlier. What does a medium mean? 2 processors, 3.5 gig of RAM is what Microsoft's recommendation is. So if we go back, what does that look like? We've got a D2. We recommend the D series. We can talk about that. Ds versus As. Ds would be for general production workloads. As are typically test development type of thing. So we'll stick to the D series. On these, we'll give it a name. It makes it easy so we can compare what we're doing from the assessment to the estimate. We'll go ahead and copy that server name in. And the drive. So we got to figure out what type of hard drive size we need. So if we look at our medium machine, we're estimating that it's going to use about 79 gig of storage. So we'll go down here to our storage, our managed disk, and we'll go ahead and pick enough storage to cover what we need to do. There's 2-tier standard. Premium standard is going to be physical drives. This premium is going to be SSDs. We're going to stick in the standard tier for this example. Now we're going to go ahead with our second virtual machine. Same type of thing. We just make sure we get our region correct. And then we got to think about our core type. Copy that name so we know which machine we're working on. It's a small machine, and it's got 15.8 gig of storage requirement. So you can see our small is a single proc. Almost 2 gig of RAM, so we'll find something. The D1, which defaults to, is going to be good for that one. Again, our tiers, standard tiers we're going to be working. Go to our sizing results, and we can see our hard drive usage, and we can just take the default there, 32 gig, and that'll cover us for that. Then we want to do our third machine. And again, it's another small machine. We can get that name so we can keep track of what we're doing. This is our file server in this case. Again, our region. Take a look. Again, small profile. Look at our smart profile, which we know is a single proc, almost 2 gig of RAM. We'll go back over to our estimate, and we're looking at our third server we're working on here. We've already got him in there. Sorry to be jumping around a little bit on that, but it's a small machine, and our disk drive space usage is 22. Basically 23 gig. We're going to go ahead and make sure we've got enough storage to cover that, which the default does. Now we've got our estimate complete. We can see our amount. We can go ahead and export that out. So this is what Microsoft provides to create an actual estimate of the quote. You can see the amount here and the machine types and everything. That way we're good on this estimate. If we wanted to go back and change that, like maybe that's a little steep, we wanted to look at the other options, we could use the A series machines that I discussed a little bit earlier. Again, not what I would recommend. I would recommend sticking in the D series, but the A series are there for a reason. Wider workloads, things like that. So we can go ahead and change this to the A series, and then we'll compare that quote. And we can see we're just changing it to the A series instead of the D series that we picked. The D series are going to be faster machines, better for heavier, more production style workloads. But again, you could get away with the A series for light workloads. So this pretty much is a light workload in this example. We can see our price went down quite a bit. We'll go ahead and export that out. Oh, I got to close the one before I can do that. There we go, and then we'll go back, and then we'll go ahead and export that quote out. And this would be a quote you could deliver to your customer. You can see our new machine types and our pricing. So hopefully you guys found this useful and how to use the map tool.